tech garden to the podium, just bring on the PCB. AirAbility, we are all giving the egg country.
Hi guys, and welcome to AirAbility, the podcast. Now, it's a very special one this time because we've turned the tables a little bit. My co-host Tom Jacobs is also the special guest. And why is that? And that's because Tom has his own bench rest related business, as we know, Elemental Target Solutions, and they've just moved into their own factory unit because they're expanding rapidly. And Tom's going to talk about the work that he's been doing a little later. But in the meantime, hello Tom, and what have you been doing recently?
Keeping extremely busy. So a few weeks back, we needed to go into a new, much bigger premises than what we were working from. So a lot of people didn't realise we were working from home still. The house had just been taken over with it all. Spare rooms were gone, front room was gone. It was like a little narrow channel you could walk through. It was leaking into the kitchen. ETS was pretty much consuming our personal life because we just had so much going on. I don't think people realise the quantity or the amount of orders that we chucked out from just at home. We did just over 1,400 orders last year, and you can imagine the chaos that is at home. We just needed a bigger premises, much bigger, which we are now. I'm tucked away in a little corner of it at the moment, but yeah, it's going well so far.
Well, at least you got your priorities right, and you've got the dartboard in.
Yeah, got to get the essentials in first.
You've got the dartboard in, yeah. Absolutely right. So we've been a bit busy, haven't we? We met up last weekend at the British Shooting Show. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I mean, the British Shooting Show this time around for me was a bit different because normally we go there to, I guess, enjoy it, have a look around, meet a few people. But for me this time, it was more making the business connections, which we've got some really big stuff happening, hopefully in the next couple of months now because of our weekend at the British Shooting Show. But yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff. I saw a couple of new products like the Nate Crony. They had some interesting stuff in their stand. Aeron's had the new bench rest conversions, the XTI and HFT 400. Again, looked awesome. Then they did. What did you think of the show, Matt? I mean, you were wandering around a bit and on the Bench Rest UK stand, and
well, I loved being one of the guys on the Bench Rest UK stand, talking to our members and our possible members. That was fantastic. There was a lot of interest. You know, you can't deny that. I was also impressed with how much bench rest is becoming part of the show. 4 years ago, it was barely mentioned. Now we had new stocks launched by different manufacturers. We had rifle manufacturers looking to get into bench rest. People clearly watched the AirAbility channel and knew who we were, and we had a great time going round. I even picked up a new, Matt Gleaves tour friend. So there's a company called Three Legged Thing, and they predominantly make camera equipment like tripods and things, and they're breaking into the shooting market, and they've launched a new range of silencers, and this is modular, and it's very like the one that I love with the wool inserts. I'll be doing a video on it. It's amazingly accurate for a production silencer, and to be honest, it's going on my tour rifle for next year. Other than that, I've been in the shed, messing around, building stuff, trying to get ready for the season. But that's not what we're here for. We are here for you to tell us about some of the cool products that you're going to be launching.
Back slightly to the moderator. So, how did you find out about the moderator, Matt?
Well, it's about being observant, having an eagle eye. It's about being able to sort the wheat from the chaff and get your mate to tell you where it's at because you walk straight past it. So thank you, Tom. I went straight past it, and Tom went, "Matt, you better have a look at this." And bright orange, and I missed it. My favourite colour. Honestly, by the time we were only about 2/3 through the first day, and I was already dizzy. With the amount of chatter and banter. But yes, so I've been talking to these guys. There's a couple of designs. There's this smooth version.
It
Sorry,
was the
Tom, what you say?
I tell you what was really interesting was the fans or the people that watched the AirAbility channel and see us on Facebook. Um, the engagement from people, like the crowd there, oh my God, like you were saying, it was ridiculous. Every like 10, 15 foot, we are getting stopped and spoken to. And every single person we spoke to was absolutely lovely, proper nice people to deal with.
It was great, wasn't it? And they were nice people, like you say. And even Sharon, there was a bit of interest in her bacon butties for a laugh. I even got accosted in the toilet, so I went back twice more. But no, it was a fantastic experience. We were there 2 days. We went out with our sponsors, didn't we, on the Friday night? It was just fantastic.
Some people had a couple too much to drink,
So
I
come on,
think.
show me some stuff then, Tom. This is
Right,
what we're here for.
right. We shall show you, well, not the biggest item, we'll show you one of the newer items, which is, actually, no, hang on, I won't show you a new item yet. So, a couple weeks ago, or the Thursday before British Shooting Show, we came out with what we call bench rest buddy box. So it'll come supplied with a timer. So you have the timer here, which there's a nice little slot in there that'll keep it upright, but most of the time it's down flat. There's a nice tray here for pellets to go into, a little tray at the back as well for assortment of Allen keys or whatever tools you want to go into, put in there. And then also secure, yeah, sturdy, not going to break that. But we do a range of these boxer styles. Like we're doing 2LR bullet holders as well. Hold 306 rounds or 120. 121 to come in like a single size box like this one, which we are also putting our marking equipment box in. So each one of these will come with a magnifying glass supplied. The plug, you've got to get that from Benchpress UK. It's the only authorised marking plug that you can use in the UK for competition. Show you some more. Got plenty in here. So one we've got just released 2 weeks ago as well is the rear bag. So we've had the rear bags on the website. We've done a couple of little updates on them just to bring them up in line with the rest of the product range now. Same kind of shape, same kind of layout. But one of the major things with this, and this is really cool, because the whole thing with rear bags is they're really,
You're
really
starting to
good.
get the whole kind of bench covered, aren't you? You've got the little arrangement for all your knickknacks on the bench with your timer and your ammo and
Yeah,
stuff. You've got this sleek back bag now, and you can tie that into if you print a stock, can't you? And
yeah,
and it also, no doubt you'll be talking about your rest as well. It
yeah,
looks like having a unified
yeah.
unit of style now, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We want to be like a one-stop shop for bench press needs, and we are. There is a lot of other products in development outside the bench press world as well, things that haven't been seen yet. Now, going back to rear bags, so one of the things with rear bags, the traditional like leather or fedora style bag, so heavy. Now, I get great. It's great for the heavy being stable and everything. But say you're going to abroad or international shoot, or you can't handle the weight of a heavy vest. These weigh absolutely nothing. But what we did with a really clever idea is on the top here, there is removable caps. You simply unscrew. There's a hole in there where using the supplied funnel that comes with them, simply screw it on. So, making everybody's life easier for this next part. Now, you can fill this up with sand. It's hollow chambered all the way through. So fill it up with sand when you get to the other end, wherever you've travelled to, and you can add all the weight back into it. And again, once you're done, when you come home, empty it all back out. It's just adding different abilities.
That's a great idea. I think but with that bag, Tom, one of the good things about it is I've spent a full day filling a traditional bag, trying to get it
Yeah,
into all the nooks and crannies and poking it in and pushing with chopsticks and all sorts, and that looks like literally a 5-minute job.
Well, that's the thing. We're trying to make all our products user friendly, as well as being as good as they can be. Because just as well as I do, when we started off doing bench, yes, there was things you could get for various different items and products you need, but they weren't easy to use, or they weren't exactly right for our sport. Quite often we're having to adapt stuff.
Yeah, and I think you're doing a grand job, now. I do want to talk about that thing over your shoulder because you know, that's something that we kind of came up with, isn't it?
Crackshot, the Southwest's premier airgun shop and ranges. Proud sponsor of the AirAbility Podcast.
We had one of our 6:30, 7 o'clock you in the van conversations where I had a bit of an idea as I slept as usual, and I said, "Yeah, why are those wind indicators look like a clock? Why are they solid? Because that becomes a bit of a sail on the pole and things like that, and why do we have numbers?" And I said, "I had the idea of putting balls on carbon rods or numbers on carbon rods." And you just grabbed that idea, ran off with it, and absolutely nailed it. And you've come up with an original concept here for the left-right wind indicators. And do you want to give us a bit of a rundown of how how you built these and what the benefits of them?
Yeah, sure. So there's a couple of reasons we went down this route. So one of the things you were saying about why don't we use the carbon rod? I messed around with like a mesh backed one before, so you could still get wind flow. I mean, in hindsight, the paddles at the bottom doesn't make too much of an influence. But what I did notice is having the gaps here, you can still see stuff behind going on, just dead handy in case there is something behind them, and your way you position is down the range. Now, one of the brilliant things I wanted to introduce on this one was the multicolour instead of numbering. So, idea behind the colouring is I say quick acquisition of saying yes or no to a shot. So if it's in the green area, you're going to take the shot. Orange, hesitant, red, don't bother, because if you're going out to here on the extreme, it's windy. It's going to be moving a lot across the target. But if you were at a range where wind coming from the left, so it's going over this way, is extremely strong. It's extremely good for a hold off. But if you have it the other way, it's terrible. These balls are removable, so you could put your green ones over here and say, "Oh, that's the zone I want to be aiming for." That's the whole idea of the adjustability. If you look on the back of it, all just bolt on, easily removable, changeable quickly. We've got the counterweight system here as well. So we change the sensitivity on it. And one of the big things as well, I wanted to make this like incredibly visible to make it easier for you to see what colour it's pointing at. So these pink indicator tabs here, if you go to somewhere and pink's not working out, or you want to change the colour, slide it off, put yourself a new one on a different colour. It's not difficult. Nice, easy, simple solution. Yeah, I mean, they just clamp onto flags already. That's what we've got. Example, light it up. Job done. You can fit it anywhere down the range.
So for me, I think some of the benefits of this are, some people are going to always like the traditional ones with the numbers on. I personally never understood the numbers because they don't actually relate to miles an hour of wind or anything like that. It's just like an
It's a
arbitrary
reference
number we
point.
put on. Yeah, it's a reference point.
Yeah.
And exactly, so for me, when you touched on it there, it's about target acquisition and understanding the wind conditions as quickly as possible so you can let that shot go at the optimum moment. And for me, because I'm a bit thick, big colours work. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, you can look at that, and whichever ball is obscured or partially obscured, you can understand very quickly where the wind's coming from and its strength.
Yeah, I
And I
mean,
think, so
we've done the pink slide on bit, kind of like the same width as the rest of it. But I have had someone ask already for a custom one where they've had another ball put on the end of here, so it's like a bigger indicator. There's something we can do, add
right?
on, bit of customization.
Exactly. And I think, for me as well, like you say, you've experimented with lattice work and things, but not having a solid background, it's not a sail. And in really winding conditions, it's not going to be wobbling on the tripod or have as much chances of going over. So for me, I think it's a nice twist on a established idea. And I think you'll do well with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to work quite well. I mean, we had our Easter. Well, we'll go into it in a bit. We had a club competition yesterday. Gary was using a pre-production test version quite well in competition. He was doing really well with it. He loves it. I was watching him use it. I mean, I'm still using a good friend of ours, Graham's. I'm still using that one just because I'm so used to it. I will move over to this at some point, but I'm not doing it with a couple of weeks to a competition. I've got 100% confidence of a kid, but I'm not mad.
This is the problem, isn't it? We invent stuff quicker than we can adapt to using it.
Yeah,
And it's brilliant. Like I'm outside messing around with double light wind indicators at the moment. This morning there's a video up on the AirAbility group, and this is fantastic. But I think the message we've got to get across here is that the stuff that we promote, we take on board, whether it's our friends or whether it's you building them, they do. When we give them the proper thumbs up, they do find their way into our equipment, and they are used, and events are won with them. You know what I mean? This is going to drop into your. This will be in your equipment before the full season starts in April, I would imagine. Is
yeah,
that correct?
yeah, definitely will be. I'm not. It's not just a case of saying yes, I'm using my own kit because simply, but if I don't think there's a benefit to an item or bit of kit, I don't use it. It's not on my setup. Now, saying using Graham's, I love that indicator. I mean, that has won me a lot of stuff over the last year, especially the unlimited. It's really
Yeah.
helpful for that. Yeah, but I'll be just for me, for personal ability, how I can make this how I want it. That's the reason why I'll be swapping across eventually. But yeah, not 2 weeks before competition, 3 weeks, whatever it is now. But yeah,
I think also your product range. We all have different styles of shooting. For me, I don't use those wind indicators because I'm a moron. I can only do streamers, and I appreciate that. But what I'm trying to say is, you're providing equipment for a bandwidth of shooters that can personalize their individual setups through different choices of your equipment. And I
yeah,
think that's, pretty damn good. You could have everything from just your basic wind flags that you must have sold 1 million of now. You could mix it up with wind flags and wind indicators. The choices are endless. It's just whether you've got, a Mrs. G like me to carry it all, really, isn't it?
I've got Kirsty that does that for me.
Bless, bless.
That,
But yes, so
that and the ever-growing Milwaukee pop. Well, I'm going to call it starting to be a small city coming into an event.
it looks like he's trying to get rid of a body. When he's compensating for something. I've never seen a wheeled box as big, and I could easily get in it. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah,
So Tom, we've had a look at the bench boxes with the kit.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had a look at the back bag,
Yeah.
which I think is a great idea for anybody who's going to travel. You know what I mean, or wants to tie the look in with the rest of their
Well,
ETS equipment.
it's not like the travel size as well. It is the weight. I mean, say for instance,
Yeah.
the prime example, we've got some. As an example, say you've got some older shooters that are still going, or you've got someone that doesn't have the ability for some reason to be able to lift a heavier bag. Why not be able to make a lighter one? It just keeps people
Yeah,
still going.
it's going to help people like Graham on the tour, isn't it?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know
he's
what I mean?
useless.
It's just like, he's old. He's old.
But
But yeah, and also you can go the other way. Am I correct in saying now the rules have removed the fact that these things have to be filled by sand.
Yes, so it has to be a pliable material. So we've been doing this for the last 2 years on our ETS one rest. The bag inserts are a very, very soft rubber that's more accurately shaped than any sandbag can be. And I truly think when we jumped onto that 2024, we had a noticeable advantage or step in points. Yeah, very much so. And people didn't quite clock onto it for 6 months, I reckon, so that what we were doing. Yeah, it's the same with the rear bags. It's the same kind of concept with the precise bag fitment. It's more precise than you'll ever get with a leather bag.
But also, just one thing as well is your actual canister, the hollow printed plastic, that doesn't have to be filled with sand neither. So you're talking about having it light for some people. Could we fill it with ball bearings, lead shot, depleted uranium? We could really go to town on this, couldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, personally, the sand's always the easiest option. You've got kiln dried sand, pours easy in, easy to get back out. That sort of things. I mean, yeah, if you start putting lead shot that's about half a mil smaller than the hole it's going into, it might be a trouble getting it back out.
It might be a one-way journey.
But yeah, I think we worked out you can add like 2 or 3 kilos in sand with the
Wow.
cavity that we got in there, which is quite a lot. Yeah. So still relating to the rear bags, this is another one of our products we released. Yeah, just before British Shooting Show. So bag riders always a thing that loads of people are after. Where can I get one? It's a universal fits all. We don't supply the screws with it because there's so many options and different stocks out there. I wouldn't know what would be the best ones to put it where. I leave that to the person at the end. But this will work with like a cap head flat bolt screw or normal screws because it's countersunk the whole way through the channel. I mean, you can adjust the height with the slots as well to suit. Yeah, full carbon fibre, strong as you like. Barely any. Well, I say any flex in it. Good luck. I can't flex it. But yeah, that's one item. And then another one we've got. We used to do these, and we've just updated them. This was one of our earlier items. Was the up and down wind indicators. For this now, we've got a variety of bright coloured ones. Brilliant, dead sensitive. The paddle is removable for storage in box. Simply just bolt screw onto the other side. Pull the paddle out, makes it a lot smaller packing away. But one of the big things we brought forward onto this one, which was it's in modernising, update in line with the rest of the line again, was adding in a level on here, because once you've got this clamped up onto the stand, it's very difficult to quickly get this right, because what can happen, you end up going like this, it won't be as sensitive or something. Now, quickly, put it on the clamp, undo here, the bolt on the ball joint, move it so the bubble is level, as required, and away you go. Just makes life easier setting up, and yeah, brighter colours again.
Yeah. So
more visible.
So just to backtrack a little bit, we can have wind flags, 3 or 4 of them. We can have wind indicators, 1 or 2 of them. We can have uppy downy wind indicators as well. You know, if people can't find a way of understanding the atmospheric conditions by using a combination of those, I think you know, it's going to be hard not to, isn't it? I think it's all about choice, isn't it? And
Yeah.
there's choice there.
That's the thing. We're trying to get as much bigger range of products as for people to use. You don't have to use an up and down. You don't have to use a left and right. You've got other options. There's a lot more stuff that people can use. Some people just prefer traditional set of free flags out. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think I'm an old dog, new trick sort of guy, and I just can't. I kind of topped out with my light wind indicators, but I do see the benefit in these, and I do see a lot of shooters trying to get as much information as possible, to process it before they take the shot. And I think also it's probably got a lot to do with the raising standards in the
Yeah.
game as well. The equipment's just going vertical at the moment,
Oh,
even
yeah.
stuff other people are doing.
Yeah. I mean,
I think.
there's a lot of people making stuff now.
But I think our stuff though comes from the heart, doesn't it? It comes from experience. When we talk about stuff and you do your magic, it's
Yeah.
it's coming from a heritage of winning and understanding that the fact that you need things to be work the same every time you get them out the box. You need reliability,
Yeah.
etc.
Well, that's the thing. We pride ourselves on the fact we've got the good background. We've obviously done the results with the equipment we use. And like we said earlier in this podcast, if I cannot perform how I want to with something, or I don't think it's any improvement on what I've got, it will not be in my kit. It's as simple as that. And I stand by using all my own stuff. Yes, the only thing I do not use is my rear bags because I bought a Lendy bag, which is 250 quid, and I'm damn well going to use it for 250 quid. So, yeah, I use
Yeah,
that.
but it's
But I
whatever suits you.
yeah, but I do, moving on to another product, I do use, with the Lendy rear bag, one of my new rear bag levelers. So, some places we go to, the
Yep.
benches are quite level. No fault of the bench is being made. It's just unfortunately the floor sinks away on some places, and it is what it is. So simply put, rear bag, loads of different rear bags. To be honest, as an example, put a rear bag on. There's a lower version one we got. So our rear bags work with this as well as any others. This was specifically fitting a Lenzy, which I think is the biggest one that most people use for bench rest at the moment. You've got a bullseye level built into it. So once you've got it on there, using the three screws around it, you can level it to place. And you got like 20, I think it was 20 or 25 mil height adjustment as well, which is if you need it, sometimes you've got to go up on the rear. Sometimes you might have to go down to help with some ranges, get on the target properly. Yeah, it was just another product that more addressed
So
a problem I was finding at ranges, and I thought, well, hang on, I wonder if other people are having a problem with this. Maybe it's something I can help out with.
so with that, sorry, but it's so with that, Tom, does that mean that my coffee coasters that I put under the back legs of my table, are they obsolete now? Now you
Yes.
can get an adjustable plinth for your
Yeah.
bag.
Well, I forgot
You know,
I
we
forgot to say as
people.
well that these have got high grip surface on the top as well. Um, last thing you want is anything that to slide and move on the back. But yeah, I mean,
Sorry, I think the good thing about that is twofold. Yes, I can get rid of my coasters, right? But you don't have to totally upgrade all your equipment. It's something you can just slide in to improve. Like you say, you're kind of attached to that Lenzy back bag. You've used it for
yeah,
years and years and years. Why change it,
yeah,
right? But you can improve it, can't you? And now you've got a little bit more flexibility with that bag. And by gum, I tell you, right, people don't realise the difference from one end of some ranges to the other on how level the floor is. I, literally, the front and the back of my little table, there's one range where it's 2 inches different. Where I go, one end, I don't need anything. The other end, I've got my rest absolutely cranked up to its maximum and coasters under the back legs of the bench that enable me to get the rifle on the target.
yeah.
So, having this in your arsenal, it's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just another tool to the box of tricks you can use. I mean, there's a lot of stuff where you add in what people say is unnecessary complex to the setup, but it's another tool you can use. You don't have to adjust it. Leave it as you want. It could just be a platform to lift it up higher, but the whole idea of it is so you can have it rear level. I mean, it used to annoy me that some places we went to, the benches were leaning, result of the floor usually. You can set your front rest level, which is great, but the rear back's still twisted. You're still going to get the rubber's still going to want to jump to the side during the shot cycle or twist. Yeah. Where this just gets rid of it. I mean, which range it was now, I noticed it that I was having to lean on the table to get the table to go level at the back to make it not twist when firing. And that was something I was really having to be conscious of, because if you didn't do it, it was going wide by a mile.
Do you know, you've just touched on a video that I'm really trying to get a way of explaining it, and you've just touched on that if there's a cant on your gun, how much it could affect where the pellet goes. Yeah, and we talk about the height of the scope from the barrel, the height of the barrel from the bottom of the front block, high guns, low guns, so and so guns, and I think I'm going to be doing a video shortly trying to explain all that and the importance of having things straight and stable when it comes to bench rest. You can you can do all the pellet testing in the world, buy £1 million gun, £500,000 scope, and if you can't keep the thing level, there's no point, is there?
Well, I always think, and I say to some people, bench rest is a game of variables. So there's so many different things or variables that can happen. The whole thing of it is to try and eliminate as many variables as possible. Go into there, get rid of the twist, ideal. If you can, for example, you find a batch of pellets that work, only use that batch. Get rid of the variable of using loads of different things. It's a game of odds. Reduce the odds as much as possible.
And it's tiny little reductions, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think what people will ask me, what pellet do I use, what silencer do I use, what gun I use, and all this stuff, and they expect if I give them an answer, that's going to give them an extra 20 points or something.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. It might give you 2 or 3 X's, mightn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not just like accuracy-wise or distributability, it's also things like your setup, right? Part of the whole idea with the bench rest buddy box was time efficiency as well. All I've now got to do is the time of pellet tools there, click, done, I'm ready to go. Where some people have got to get timer out of the box, pellet out of the box, set it up where they want it. I'm literally open the box, 2 latches, timer out, into the slot, done. Off I go. Again, it's all
exactly what I do in a different way, and people don't have to invent the stuff now. They can just buy it ready done, can't they?
Yeah, it's all about marginal gains. Make as many marginal gains as you can to get big gain. Let's while we're up there, Matt, let's go to a different product. So this was, I say, big product, it's not a small one. The pellet technology. I mean, there's a lot. I won't lie, there's a lot of people that do these, but one of the biggest differentiators was ours was much like the was it Tecro or MEC? I can't remember.
Yeah, mech.
Yeah,
mech.
Curved inside. Now, why do we curve it inside? That is so when you're getting the pellets out quickly, when you're taking the shoot, you don't have to try and get down the corners. It's just scoop done, easy. And yeah, keeps the pellets. This will fit a whole full tin of 2.2 as well as 177 screwed together. There is no rattling. Perfect thread fit on that. And then
you had me at orange there. Just the fact it was orange, I'll buy 2.
That orange is the same AirAbility orange from the trophy last year. Yeah, might have had a bit left over. So, a couple of new products that are coming out. Hopefully, will be out before this video's out. I say new. This was an older one we did 3 years ago. Until somebody mentioned it the other day, I completely forgot I'd done them. So, a Steyr rear conversion. So
Yeah,
simply
remember that.
and so this is it's updated the design. So this was a bit squarish and not quite right. Now it's flowing like we do with the rest of our stocks. And also updated with the logo on the back, chamfered edges all round. So yeah, this will have a pinch post. I haven't got it in at the moment. The pinch post will be built into it here as well. And this is a case of undo the bolt on the back of the stock, pull it out, take out the grip assembly, slot this one in, bolt it through, got a rear conversion for VR bench press. And we're going to sell this as separate piece on its own. I think there's be £40 on their own, or we can include 3-inch front block. Exact.
So yeah, literally while you're walking around there, you're literally going to be selling people an instant Steyr bench rest rifle, aren't you?
Yeah. So what we'll be able to do. So these are normally £33 each, the front blocks. So what we'll do is anybody after the conversion kit is to do these 60 quid. So you'll have a bit of a saving if you buy them together. So yeah, you'll have a ready to go bench press kit for a starter. Which is what we're going to start.
Can I just say, I think, Tom, I think that's really good value. Getting you on the bench for 60 blinking quid. What can you buy for 60 quid? You know what I mean? And that's posted as well, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, we don't charge postage. That was one thing I wanted to. Well, one thing that I probably was not even out there, to be honest. We do not charge for postage. We take the hit for that. More than happy to do that. Part of our good customer service that we try to do. So moving on to.
Do you know?
What's that?
There's more. There's more. Is there more? Is there more stuff?
Yeah.
Have you got more stuff to show me? Do you, mate? Come on then.
This is another new one that's not out yet. So this idea was given to me by Richard Collins, our current national unlimited champion. So he said about marking probes. What's one of the biggest gripes about it? Ends up just being on the table or in your pocket. Like we've got the marking kit boxes here with the magnifying glass in, great in your box. If you're at, say, a tournament or whatever, or a match day, and you're marking a lot of cards for people, you don't want to be chasing after pro or losing it. We made a lanyard with pellet probe holder. So simply undo the bottom, take the cap out, slide the probe out. Nice, easy storage, and you don't lose it then. Because yeah, that's one of the biggest things is people losing the probes. And there's probes.
I've left my probe in the grass in the field. I've left it everywhere. So I think if I had it round my neck, there might be a sporting chance of me not losing it.
It's just easy and quick. I mean, yeah, the lanyards are good lanyards, but not to keep rubbish on. Fits in there. Got freedom to move about as well. You're not going to have it tied up or hitting you in the neck, jabbing into you. And yeah, just simply undo the bottom. It comes nice and simple. Yeah,
And
then
what else have you got, Tom?
One more. Well, I'll save the biggest product to last, but one. It's not so much a new one, but on our shop, we've just done a little bit of updating to them. Only thing different now is the logo is now in on the side of them. If you can see that on the camera, there we go. Yeah, logo's now in on the side of them. Yeah, we're still chucking out so many of these. I mean, we got some big things lined up with these stocks now in the next couple of months, hopefully. That's going to come through. We've got a one-off handship stock, a very different colour to what you'd normally see. This is kind of like a brick red.
Is that the colour I had a while ago we tested?
No, this is different. To be honest, I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, this is a one-off. I think this is up on the website at the moment. If not, it'll be again in the next couple of days or before the video's out. But yeah, I mean, yeah. most colours. But
Yeah, would you have honestly thought last year, right? Last year, 18 months ago, right? I would never have forecast the explosion of 3D bench rest stocks.
no, it's something. It's something we talked about like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was like 3 or 4 years ago, the printers were not capable of it. They would not have been good enough to produce the accuracy required to have a good inlet stop, but also to use the filaments and plastics we're using now to make them strong enough. Where the ones we got now,
So,
it's 0.04 mil accuracy, so it's less than 2 thou of accuracy. You try and get a wooden stop made to that level of accuracy, it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. I mean, you proved it the best was how you shot with the action loose, didn't you? Just press fit in.
yeah, like theoretically, I could fire my gun without the stock bolts in. It just goes, oh, it's sexy actually, the way it just, it just fits. And like I'm like you, things like that excite me. But what makes me smile is the beginning of this last season, the 2025 season. These bench rest stocks were in here, and they were just starting to come out, weren't they? And
Yeah,
it's been a massive learning curve. The last event of the season, the light rifle, heavy rifle, and overall British Championship was won by 3D printed stocks.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen such an evolution in one season with
yeah.
anything really. Do
It's
you?
a big change. I mean, wooden stock's been around for centuries. That is the staple. I mean, you get the odd aluminium special that people have done, but obviously they weigh more. But the 3D printed stocks and carbon fiber polymer we're using, totally groundbreaking. It's not been done, and as well, I think I'm pretty happy with like we're doing it very very well and making them to like such a neat finish as well. Like we had a lot of comments at the British Shooting Show. How are you getting that good? It looks like it's been milled from one solid block of plastic. What a compliment! I'll take that any day.
I think it's about patience, and it's about rejecting mediocrity, isn't it? And I must admit, what the thing for me is having access to a printer and being able to, you know, uh, design a little bit. I love the fact that personally, if there's something, if you buy a wood stock, that's it, you're done. There's a few little bits you can sand off and things,
Yeah,
right? But when you're in a position where you can print your own stocks and design them, like if I don't like something, 3 days time, I have an updated version,
yeah,
right? And that might sound like people are going to go, oh well, I can't do that. You've got all the advantages, but what you don't realise is those things that we learn with our stock come out in your products, don't they?
yeah,
So everybody's going to benefit.
yeah. I think it as well. I think they don't realise the amount of hours that goes in the testing time as well. I think it must have been 3 or 4 months before anybody even saw what we were doing. Just keeping it quiet. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, obviously I got Justin and Gary on board with us now, two of our sponsor shooters. They do so much testing work behind the scenes. People don't realise. Like they are torture testing all our kit, making sure for the users at the end. I mean, that's one thing we really pride ourselves on is the testing. We really, really believe
I
in
think.
what we're doing, and like it will last and work properly.
I think as well, there's stuff where I haven't even dared put it up on the AirAbility group. It was that bad. You've got to embrace the fact that sometimes you miss the point. You know what I mean? We've
Yeah,
tried to do other things. I remember once you tried to change how we make these stocks strong and stiff, and you just went, jelly, it's in the bin. You know what I mean? You successfully managed to make blancmange out of 3D printed plastic. And that's the point. It's about being brave enough to walk away from when it doesn't work instead of, pushing down on it.
yeah,
And I think when I look at that very first aluminium stock we did, I'm on about you've done
I
some
got it here.
nice
Give me a
ones in
second.
aluminium, but the very first one, I think, we nailed it. It was accurate. It was great, but that's it.
That is
But
literally the first stock I
we
ever
have
done.
just,
It worked, but it was like it was making it. I'm going to say it was difficult to get the action low enough, and also the machine work under here required. It was a right pain every single time, and the more and more complex the stocks
and
were
that
getting.
was our dream, wasn't it, to be able to produce a stock purely on a 3D printer bed. And we're nearly there. We do have to add carbon fiber into them, strengtheners into them, but we're very nearly there. And you were in control of how you pretty much build everything now. You're not waiting for aluminium. You don't have to machine it. You don't have the mess. You don't have the tools. And the fact is, when you're using less materials and you're doing it a bit like Steve Jobs, you're making things less to make more.
Yeah,
You've come out now with a really unified, slick design that just works, haven't you?
yeah. I mean, as well, if we had the metal in there as well, I've got to charge the customer more because I'm having to pay for the machining work to be done because I don't have the machines for milling and stuff. Now, I don't want to charge customers a fortune, which goes forward to our ETS1. Now, we've got one ETS1 rest left for sale, and that will be the last of the ETS1 rests for sale ever. We are moving on to ETS 1.2. Now, idea being that the one was, it's an absolute beast of a rest. I mean, I'm still using the original prototype today in competition. I've said it before, testing, rigorous testing, dropped it on concrete, wanted to make sure the bearings weren't going to upset the shaft or bearing play. And also we left out of the rain. It's got a view. So it just had to make sure the thing was going to last, not just for everybody else, but I wanted it to work for me as well. I didn't want to be able to worry about it. And again, I stand by my kit. If it's good, I'll use it, which is what I do. I use it all the time. But ETS 1.2 will be the first carbon polymer rest ever created. And we've been working on it for a little while now, deliberately not taking any pictures or showing anyone because I don't want anybody to see it yet. It'll be along the lines of the ETS1, but a bit more compact, a bit more, again, modernising, bringing it up to the line with the rest of the stock, products in stock. Still very similar functionality. We're still sticking with the handbrake system design because I truly believe that is the way to go on a bench press specific coaxial rest.
I think it's a constant evolution, isn't it? And these products just don't stand still. I just want to, because we're coming up to the hour now, I just wanted to just talk about your journey from my point of view.
Sorry,
have you got one further product?
I got one
more product. Come on then, Tom.
Product to go. You'll have to give me a sec. It weighs a hell of a lot.
Oh no, I know what this is.
Whistle. We
Tom invented a whistle.
Started doing a range of whistles. Ranges. Obviously, you need a whistle to say the range live or save, unsave. Again, all starting on details. Whistles are expensive to get something decent, and also they're either silver or black, so they're not easy to spot if you accidentally drop it. So just make them out of bright colours. You can make it whatever colour you want. But yeah, we're going to be supplying these.
Have you got ETS on that?
Yes. Hang on.
You've got your logo on. Anything you can stick a logo on. You are merciless.
Got some brand recognition.
Bless you. Has Kirsty got an ETS tattoo yet? You need to get her logo.
Not yet, but we'll
logoed
work
up.
on that. No, so yeah, these
We'll work on that.
the whistles. I can't remember the exact price. I think it's four for £10 or something. Which we try and find a whistle for like one for fiver usually, but yeah, we'll be supplying these to ranges that are after safety whistles, but also say some people on some sort of like safety courses or whatever. It can be used for all sorts. I mean, it's just a little thing to add on to the website, but
Cool. Well, Tom, I wish you all your luck. I just want people to understand the work that's gone into this. Like you say, your house was taken over. You've shown me pictures of your house over the years. You know what I mean? It was taken over, and it's a brave step. You didn't just walk into the first unit for your business. It took a little time to find the right fit, the right location, the right size, etc. These things just don't happen overnight. They take perseverance. And then you essentially got an empty room, didn't you? This big,
yeah,
massive room. And you've had to, build shelving, you've had to build workstations so you can assemble things in a way that makes it easy for you, process your parts are at hand, etc. It's not about just pressing a button on a 3D printer and coming back a few hours later. This is a lifestyle for you, and I hope, don't mind me saying that, actually do respect you, because you've got your main job and you go to the factory unit before you do your main job. You set stuff going. You drop in there on a night to make sure that the stuff comes off, and you build it, and then you set stuff going through the night, don't you?
yeah.
It's a way of life, and I sincerely, wish you the best, really.
Yeah, I think people will need to realise the effort and work we're putting in. I don't mean to sound that big anyway. I mean, I'm trying to deliver the best things I can for people. So my normal day looks like this. I get up at 4:45 most days. If if I'm not travelling 3-4 hours away from my normal job, I'll come up to the unit for an hour or two in the morning. Get the bits assembled maybe that are finished on the printers overnight. We'll get them going again. Do my normal job. I'll get home 5-6 o'clock at night. Break to here. I'm put on. If I get to have tea before 11 o'clock, it's a good day. And then usually get home
Really.
11, 12 o'clock. Got either a quick bite, shower, and off to bed, and then up at the same time again the next day.
I will say I don't feel guilty about calling you a lazy get never doing a full day's work, because I do wind him up constantly. But now he's got this factory unit. It's batshit bonkers, isn't it? How with a bit of luck, and fingers crossed, you might end up with one well-paid good gig at the end of it. You know what I mean? And
Be nice.
I hope it
Be
works
nice.
out.
I mean, we started off. So I'll give you some we started off. So COVID, well, the 2020, I think it was. I bought a 3D printer just by chance about 3 or 4 weeks before COVID happened. Now, I always wanted one. I thought I'll give it a go, and I saw one on Facebook Marketplace for a whopping £20. That's how much I paid for one. It had a single post arm for the Z-axis going up and down. It was the most inaccurate pile of crap ever. But it was certainly get going with 20 quid. I mean, it didn't even boot up when I first got it because the power supply was set wrong. So fiddled with that and got it working. But yeah, COVID happened, and then
It's all about the.
Yeah, COVID happened, and then I spent all 4 or 5 months not working because of my normal job, working with Dad. We own a lot of factories. They only wanted one person in at the time. Or nobody. So quite often we were finding days we weren't able to do anything. So I spent 4 or 5 months, and I thought, right, well, let's use this time. Let's just not sit around and do nothing. Let's learn something. So I learned to do CAD work in that time, and the 3D printing as well. Which is the 3D printing I was working on was a Creality Ender 2, and if you look that's an old printer. That now I ran into a lot of problems, and I never watched. To this day, never watched any videos on YouTube how to improve my prints, how to make things better. I learned it all through trial and error, which has been great, made things longer. But if I come across problems now, I know what to do, which a lot of people I don't think would. So we had.
I think we all put Sorry, I think we all put COVID to good use. That's when I learned to do
Yeah,
bench rest.
yeah.
I
Well, there
think
you go.
it wasn't all bad. It gave us time to reset our lives, didn't it?
Yeah. So we started off with COVID, done a bit of CAD work and all that. So the £20 printer, I thought, right, try doing some little bits and bobs for myself. So I made some only tiny pieces. I mean, wouldn't even take up the palm in your hand. And I thought, oh, I quite like this. This seems to be quite a good idea. I'll put it up on eBay, see if anyone wants to buy it. Now, COVID, what a blessing that was. Yes, it was shit for a lot of people, but what was the thing was people were
It was
sat
shit.
and buying stuff. So me putting up a little couple pieces on eBay,
Mm.
Jesus, I couldn't keep up with this one little printer. I was shocked, like people were just buying it. So I covered the cost of the printer pretty quickly, £20 printer. And
So you covered the cost of you covered the cost of your £20 printer
yeah,
pretty quickly then.
yeah. So yeah, so it was a couple bits on eBay, and then bought another printer, exact same printer again. There was somebody else selling one locally for, I think it was like 40 quid or something, but this one was actually working. Again, I was like, yeah, double production, awesome. These printers were so slow. It was painful. Like what would take us an hour and a half, 2 hours on the printers we use now was half a day on those. And you can imagine, like, when people start saying, oh, can I have 3 or 4? They just like, yeah, you're going to have to give me a few days. So, yeah, we had that. And then I bought a slightly bigger printer with the profit I used from the first two. And then, yeah, whilst COVID was still going on, we started, putting the printers to a bit more use. The local A&E unit, which was Musgrave at Taunton, were crying out for the ear protectors for the nurses and doctors. So when you got the face protective mask going round, they wanted something that would pull these straps off their ears, because obviously they're having to wear these 24/7, and it couldn't have been comfortable for them. So we made a couple hundred of the ear protectors that pulled that away from the thing. And yeah, look at clips from BBC or whatever from when they were going around Musgrave, you'll see a lot of the nurses and doctors wearing like blue ear protectors that we donated, because they can only wear them for so long, and then they just got to chuck them away. And we donated those free of charge. That was something we could do to help if we could. But yeah, moving on.
But
We didn't have.
that's a blast from the past.
Oh yeah. So we didn't do any. There was no bench rest shoots 2020 because you just couldn't have the what was it, social distancing? I think it was called. Yeah, you couldn't have that with all the social bubbles and everything. So all of 2020, I spent learning, making stuff, trying to just do what I could. I mean, it was okay, but the CAD skills were still basic, I'm going to say at best. 21 came about. First bench rest shoot of the year was Cleveland. And I bought my own set of wind flags. That was the first 3D printed set of wind flags anybody had seen. And oh my God, the orders rolled in. It was a bit overwhelming. I didn't expect so many people to be so interested. But this goes back to kit availability. When I started, you couldn't get anything. Everybody was making stuff out of like really weird things. Like some people were using like carbon arrow, like artery arrows cut up. Some people were using drain pipes. They put a pin up through. I remember the first set of wind flags I tried making myself. I will never put the picture online. Nobody needs to see them. So yeah,
Nobody needs to see that.
no, nobody needs to see that. Goes into the bin of never to be seen again. So yeah, the free flag really took off. Of course, self-funding again, the printers to buy more. We ended up with I think about 4 or 5 printers total at that point. And then over the next 12 months, I started doing a bit more complicated bits and bobs. Again, this is where the bench rest blocks came from as well, like just a little 3-inch block to go on the UIT rails. Little things like that. And then 23, it started getting really, really busy. So bought more printers. They were Creality. We had 5 Creality End of 3s and 2 End of 2s at one point, which were okay, but just a bit slow, and they're not the most accurate. Sorry, I had 3 End of 3s and 2 CR10s, which are quite big printers. but very, very slow. Even slower again, which is a bit of a problem.
The
Um,
the 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 movement has been meteoric in the last couple of years,
yeah,
and like you say, you've gone through different equipment, and you're now kind of on the bamboo thing. But I think we're missing something, aren't we?
what's that?
You've missed something. You've missed the person who works behind the scenes solidly. She consistently drives your brand forward. She does everything from responding to requests for information, through to selling stuff, through to being your bouncer. Kirsty, your wife, you come as a package, and I don't think we can end this podcast without just explaining how integral she is to this
Yeah,
process.
I don't. I couldn't do this without Kirsty at all. Like, she knows how to operate machines just as well as I do design work. It's left to me, but Kirsty can operate all the printers we've got here. She knows how to assemble all the kit. Quite often, people are getting stuff that Kirsty's assembled or posted out. I don't do any of the postage because just with my normal hours, it just doesn't make it viable for me to do it more often than not. Yeah, she's constantly running around just as much as I am, including, you can't see off camera at the moment, she's currently putting together some parts ready to go out for tomorrow morning.
I'm pleased you're not letting her slack while we are having a chat. You know what I mean? It's good that you're keeping the hammer down. That's the sign of a good boss. But Tom, we've gone over the hour. We could talk for hours, but I just want to again wish you and Kirsty all the best. And
Thank you.
we'll get some proper guests on next time. But we will come back to this in a year, and we will see how things are going,
Yeah,
and talk about
and
the
we'll get to
new
talk
stuff.
about me being national.
Anyway, well, there are different points of view to what I think's going to happen in the future. So again, it's an open season, and
I think we're in for it this
I'm not
season.
going
I
to
think this is
predict
going to be.
anything.
I think this is going to be very, very difficult this year. I thought last year was hard, but if you can win more than once this year, you're doing well, I think.
But I've got my secret weapon. Anyway, right. Until next time, guys. Take care. Take care, Tom.
Cheers.
Bye bye.